Good morning, dear students. Hope you all are fine and ready for our today's class. Today we are going to discuss our first lesson, nutrition in plants. We have learned in our previous classes that food is essential for all living organisms. In this lesson, we are going to discuss the main topics are what is nutrients, what is nutrition, difference between autotrophs and heterotrophs, then how a plant make their own food by the process of photosynthesis. Okay children? Yes. First we are going to discuss about what is nutrients. We eat variety of foodstuff. They contains different nutrients. Carbohydrates, fats, proteins and vitamins are the components of food. And these components of food are called nutrients. And these are necessary for our body. They provide us energy to help us grow, keep us healthy, disease-free and become strong. All of you listen carefully. Nutrients means substances that provide nourishment essential for the maintenance of life and for growth. In our surroundings, we can see living and non-living things. We all know that all living organisms require food. But in the case of plants and animals, we can see plants can synthesize their own food for themselves. But in the case of animals, especially humans, cannot. They get it from plants or animals that eat plants. Thus, humans and animals are directly or indirectly depend on other plants. Next, we are going to discuss what you mean by nutrition. Nutrition is the process of providing or obtaining the food necessary for health and growth. An organism uses food to support its life. Okay children? Yes, nutrition means it's a mode of taking of food by an organism and its utilization by the body. All of you listen carefully and try to repeat after me. Nutrition means it's a mode of taking of food by an organism and its utilization by the body. Nutrition means it's a mode of taking of food by an organism and its utilization by the body. Okay? Next we are going to discuss about mode of nutrition in plants. Here mainly we can see there are two types of nutrition taking place. The first one is autotrophic mode of nutrition and the second one is heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Okay. As we look around, we can see many more organisms, not just humans. In this session, we will group the organisms according to the mode or manner in which they acquire nutrition. We have all seen moles that grow in a piece of stale bread, right? Yes, in this picture we can see fungus. Okay, here we can see fungus that obtain nutrition from the decaying matter. They acquire nutrition from the dead or decaying matter that are called saprophytes. I think you already learned in our previous classes. Okay children? Yes, and such type of nutrition are called saprophytic nutrition. Here we can see moles that grow on a piece of stale bread and such type of nutrition is known as saprophytic nutrition. They acquire nutrition from dead or decaying matter. Okay. Another type of organisms are Here you can see leech. Leech is an example for parasitic organisms. Parasitic organisms live in the body or on the body surfaces of another organisms. Yes, here we can see leech. They receives nutrition by sucking the blood of another organism. Okay children. Yes, in this picture we can see leech. They receives their nutrition by sucking the blood of another organism. Such type of nutrition is known as parasitic mode of nutrition. Roundworms are also one example for parasitic mode of nutrition. But in the case of roundworm, they receives nutrition by feeding on undigested food from human system. Okay children, they are harmful only in increasing number. Here we can see they obtain nutrition from another living organisms. Actually it killing the host. Such nutrition are called parasitic mode of nutrition. Okay, in leech and roundworm we can see parasitic mode of nutrition. They depend other organisms for their nutrition. Okay, next we move to the higher forms of animals. Here we can see we divide them on the basis of its food preference. Okay, we know that we divide them into 3 categories: carnivores, herbivores and omnivores. Here we can see carnivores are flesh eaters. Here we can see lion and tiger are examples for carnivores. Then next category is herbivores. Here we can see an organism that only eats plants. Okay, herbivores are an organism that eat only plants. Elephant and rabbit are examples for herbivores. Then the last category is omnivores. These are an organisms that eats plants and animals. Human is also an example for omnivores. Human eat both plants and meat. So they grouped into omnivores. They have a proper digestive system. Okay children? Yes. Here we can see a common link between them. That is in the case of saprophytes, parasites, and in higher animals we can see carnivores, herbivores and omnivores. We can see a common link between them because they depend other organisms for their food. So such organisms are known as heterotrophs. Okay, that is heterotrophs means animals and most other organisms take in food prepared by plants. These are called heterotrophs. We can divide the word heterotrophs into 2. Heteros means other and trophs means nourishment. Okay, they depend other organisms for their food, so it is called heterotrophs. Okay children, all of you listen carefully. Here we can see the word heterotrophs. We can divide into 2, that is hetero plus trophs. Hetero means others and trophs means nourishment. The word itself show what it is. Okay, heterotrophs means they depend other organisms for their food. So it is called heterotrophs. Next we are going to discuss another mode of nutrition, that is autotrophic mode of nutrition. According to plants and animals, they cannot move around in search of food. Right? Yes. So, we have a doubt that which mode of nutrition do plants use? From where do they get energy for their survival? Here we can see, you already learned in our previous classes that plants make food with the help of chlorophyll. They trap sunlight, they take water from the soil and carbon dioxide from the air. Okay, here we can see plants synthesize their own food with the help of light, water, carbon dioxide and other chemicals. This helps plant to prepare their own food. That is, this process is known as photosynthesis. They prepare their own food with the help of photosynthesis, and this way of preparing food by themselves without depending other organisms are called autotrophic mode of nutrition. Such organisms are called autotrophs. Okay, once again, autotrophs are an organism that can produce its own food by using light, water, carbon dioxide and other chemicals. They produce their own food. So, they are also known as producers. Here we can see plants prepare their own food. So, plants are an examples for autotrophs. The word autotrophs we can divide into two. Auto plus trophs. Here auto means self. Again trophs means nourishment. Okay children. So the word itself say what it is. Autotrophs means self nourishment. They able to synthesize their own food. Once again I repeat, food is essential for all living organisms. Here we can see carbohydrate, proteins, fats, vitamins and minerals are the components of food. These components of food are called nutrients. And these nutrients enable living organisms to build their bodies, to grow, to repair damaged parts of their bodies and provide the energy to carry out various life processes. Nutrition is the process taking food by an organism and its utilization by the body. Okay, then here we can see there are two types of nutrition. The mode of nutrition taking place in plants are two types. The first one is autotrophic mode of nutrition and the second one is heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Okay, autotrophic mode of nutrition, we can see plants make their own food by themselves by the process of photosynthesis is called autotrophic mode of nutrition, and such type of organisms are called autotrophs. Okay, then the next category is heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Okay, we can see an organism, they depend other organisms for their food is called heterotrophic mode of nutrition, and such organisms are called heterotrophs. All of you remember, we can define the word itself. Okay, autotrophs. We can divide the word into two, auto plus trophs. Auto means self, trophs means nourishment. Okay, in plants we can see self-nourishment. So, plants is an example for autotrophic mode of nutrition and plants are autotrophs. Then the next one is heterotrophs. We can divide the word into two, hetero plus trophs. Hetero means others and trophs means nourishment. Okay, that means heterotrophs, they depend other organisms for their food. So, such type of nutrition is known as heterotrophic mode of nutrition and such organisms are known as heterotrophs. Next we are going to discuss food making process in plants, that is photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is the process used by the plants to make their own food. Here, all of you listen carefully. Here we can see two words, that is photo and synthesis. We can divide the word photosynthesis into two, photo plus synthesis. Photo means light and synthesis means putting together. Here the light energy is converted into chemical energy by the plants. The process of photosynthesis taking place in plants as similar as when we make our food. When humans cook food, some essential foods are required, that is fire, water and vegetables. Okay, similarly to prepare food, plants also needs some essential factors. It includes sunlight, chlorophyll, carbon dioxide and water. All these factors together helps plants to prepare their own food. For the process of photosynthesis, plants need light energy from sunlight. Okay, they convert the light energy into chemical energy and this chemical energy is used by the plant for the growth and development. Okay. We learned in our previous classes, leaves are the food factories in plants. Therefore, all the raw materials must reach the leaf. All of you remember, for the process of photosynthesis, plants need light, water, carbon dioxide and chlorophyll. Okay. Chlorophyll is a green pigment found in chloroplast present in the cells of leaf. The chloroplast absorb and store the energy from light. Here you can see a picture of stomata. Carbon dioxide enters into the plants through the pores are called stomata. Stomata is present on the surface of their leaves. From the stomata, carbon dioxide travels to the chloroplast and it combines with water to form glucose. Plants absorb water from the surrounding soil with the help of root hairs present in the roots, then transported to the leaves through the stem. In the process of photosynthesis, we can see carbon dioxide plus water in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll, they form oxygen and glucose. Okay, glucose is stored in the leaf and oxygen liberated to the atmosphere. Okay, that oxygen absorb human beings for their respiration. Dear children, here you can see the amazing process of photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is the process used by the plants to make their own food. Here, the light energy is converted into chemical energy by the plants. We all know that for the process of photosynthesis, plants need light, water, carbon dioxide and nutrients. Roots absorb water from the soil. Okay, then the water transport through the stem by xylem vessels and reach in the leaf. Here we can see leaf convert the light energy into chemical energy. The process of photosynthesis taking place. It occurs in leaf because leaf are the food factories in plants. The leaf are attached by the stem by petiole and the large surface area for trapping sunlight. Here you can see the food factories in plants. Okay, if we take the cross section of leaf, we can see in the upper layer, that is chloroplast. Okay children, here you can see chloroplast. Chloroplast is responsible for green color and it contains chlorophyll. We all know that chlorophyll is a pigment. And here we can see air spaces and loosely arranged cells. And in the leaves we can see tubes. That tubes helps leaf for transport water. Okay. And here we can see stomata. The stomata are guarded by two cells and the opening and closing of stomata that helps a plant for the exchange of carbon dioxide and oxygen. During the process of photosynthesis, chlorophyll containing cells of leaves in the presence of sunlight, they use carbon dioxide and water to synthesize carbohydrates. Okay, we can see carbon dioxide plus water in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll pigment. They combine to form oxygen and glucose. Here the byproduct of glucose which is stored in the leaf and oxygen which is liberated through the opening and closing of stomata to the atmosphere. And this oxygen is used human beings for their respiration. Okay, glucose is stored as a food in plants. In the process of photosynthesis, we can see the first one is green plants prepare their own food by the process called photosynthesis. Okay, here we can see green plants prepare their own food by the process called photosynthesis. During photosynthesis, light energy trapped by the leaves and it is changed into chemical energy. Okay children, the light energy is converted into chemical energy and this chemical energy is used by the plants for their growth and development. Then plants require 4 things for the process of photosynthesis. Which are the 4 things? Yes, light energy, chlorophyll, carbon dioxide and water. Chloroplast contains the green pigment chlorophyll. They absorb and store light energy which is utilized in the process of food manufacture. Carbon dioxide enters the leaves through the pores is called stomata. The gaseous exchange taking place by the process of opening and closing of stomata. Then carbon dioxide reaches chloroplast and combines with water to form glucose. Formation of glucose utilizes energy stored in chloroplast. Okay, these are the main points taking place in the process of photosynthesis. Okay children? Yes. Then all of you take your textbook and open page number 1. Dear children, all of you take your pencil and try to read together and underline the main points. Okay children? Yes. In this lesson we learned what is nutrients, what do you mean by the process of nutrition, and here we discussed 2 types of nutrition taking place in plants. That is autotrophic mode of nutrition and heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Then we discussed food making process in plants. That is the process of photosynthesis. So the first one is, what do you mean by nutrients? What are nutrients? Okay children? Yes. All of you try to read together and underline the sentence. First we are going to discuss about what is nutrients. Carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins and minerals are the components of food. These components of food are called nutrients. Okay. Which are nutrients? Yes. Carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins and minerals are components of food. These components of food are called nutrients. Okay children? Yes. Next we are going to discuss about what do you mean by nutrition. Here we can see the mode of nutrition in plants. Plants are the only organism that can prepare food for themselves by using water, carbon dioxide and minerals. Here we can see plants are the only organism that can prepare their own food. Okay, for prepare their own food they use water, carbon dioxide and minerals. Then the process of nutrition. All of you listen carefully. Nutrition is the mode of taking food by an organism and its utilization by the body. The mode of nutrition we are divided into two. The first one is autotrophic mode of nutrition and the second one is heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Okay. All of you remember, autotrophic mode of nutrition means the mode of nutrition in which an organism make food themselves from simple substances is called autotrophic nutrition. Therefore, such plants are called autotrophs. All of you remember the mode of nutrition taking place in an organism by themselves are known as autotrophic nutrition. The word auto means self and trophs means nourishment. Here self-nourishment. Okay, here the process of self-nourishment taking place. So such plants are known as autotrophs. Then the second one is heterotrophs. Heterotrophs means animals and most other organisms take in food prepared by the plants. Okay, they are not able to prepare their own food. Here we can see they depend other organisms for their food. So it is called heterotrophs. The word heteros means other and trophs means nourishment. They depends other organisms for their nourishment. Okay children? Yes. Next we are going to discuss how a plant make their own food. Photosynthesis, food making process in plants. Leaves are the food factories in plants. Okay, leaves are the food factories of plants. All of you underline the sentence. Therefore, all the raw materials must reach the leaf. Water and minerals present in the soil are absorbed by the roots and transported to the leaves. The process we already discussed through the video. Here we can see water and minerals are the essential nutrients for the process of photosynthesis. Okay, here we can see the roots are responsible for the process of absorption of water and minerals from the soil and transported to the leaves by xylem vessels. And the next one is carbon dioxide. Okay, carbon dioxide from air is taken in through the tiny pores present on the surface of leaves. These pores are surrounded by guard cells. Such pores are called stomata. Okay, we all know that leaves are the food factories of plants. If we cross-sect a leaf, we can see stomata. The stomata is responsible for the exchange of gases during the process of photosynthesis. Okay, then the next one is the leaves have a green pigment called chlorophyll. The color of leaves are green. Okay, that green pigment called chlorophyll. Chloroplast is responsible for green color. It helps leaves to capture the energy of the sunlight. Okay, the green color pigment present in the leaf that helps a plant to capture sunlight. Sunlight is essential for the process of photosynthesis. Okay, here we can see the word photosynthesis means, photo means light and synthesis means putting together. So, chlorophyll pigment is an essential factor for the process of photosynthesis. Okay children, all of you remember the synthesis of food occurs in the presence of sunlight. It is called photosynthesis. Photos means light and synthesis means to putting together or to combine. Okay, that is known as photosynthesis. Thus, sun is the ultimate source of energy for all living organisms. Sun is the ultimate source of energy for all living organisms because plants are the only organisms to synthesize their own food. All other animals, including human beings, they directly or indirectly depends plants for their nutrition. Okay, so the plants are synthesize their own food by the process of photosynthesis, and for the process of photosynthesis sunlight is essential. So sun is the ultimate source of energy for all living organisms. Without sun, the process of photosynthesis is not taking place. In the absence of photosynthesis, there would not be any food. The survival of almost all living organisms directly or indirectly depends upon the food made by the plants. Besides oxygen, which is essential for the survival of all organisms, is produced during photosynthesis. In the absence of photosynthesis, life would be impossible on the earth. Okay, so dear students, all of you read the lessons carefully and underline the important points in your textbook and write and study in your notebook what do you mean by nutrients and the process of nutrition, then difference between autotrophs and heterotrophs, then the last one is what do you mean by photosynthesis. Okay children, see you next class. Thank you.